Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my October wrap up. I read 12 books in October. Like usual, I'm going to start with the lowest rated all the way to the highest rated book that I read this month, so there are timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead. This has never happened in a wrap up before, but I have 3 books that I gave no rating, and I'll get into why I gave no rating to them, but starting out with the third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. I am a Gilmore Girl lover. Love the show. It's great. It actually represents my mother and grandmother and my own relationship very, very well. So I relate to that show so much. I was really interested in reading Kelly Bishop's memoir. I don't feel comfortable reading memoirs. I feel like I'm not reading it for the writing. I'm reading it for their life and to get to know the actor or whoever I'm reading. I'm reading it to understand where they're coming from, who they are, why they are the way that they are. If you're looking for more details on Gilmore Girls, it's really not about Gilmore Girls. It's about Kelly Bishop and her career and leading up to becoming a Gilmore Girl, going from her dance career to her small acting career to a very big acting position. That was great to read about, but I feel like I am in no position to give her life a rating, so I don't rate it. I loved it though. If you are a Gilmore Girls fan, I absolutely recommend it. The people that you love in a TV show, getting to know them as a real person is also really nice. The other 2 books that I did not give a rating, I actually filmed a reading vlog for, and I read quite a few books this month from Abby Jimenez. So The Situationship is a short story, about 25 pages, super short. It's not enough for me to give it a rating. Like, yes, I loved it and it was fun, but it's not 5 stars. But it's also not 3 stars, that's too low, but 4 stars doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not rating a short story. I feel like novellas might be a little different. Like if it's 100 pages or more, I feel like I can rate it. But The Situationship was between Maddie and Doug, who we actually saw in Just for the Summer. So it's a little side short story of Maddie and Doug and how they met. Another short story, Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. So fun. I want this to be an actual book. I would love to read more about Holly and John. Worst Wingman Ever is a part of a short story series that a bunch of romance authors participated in. So this is just Abby Jimenez's that I read for that specific vlog. I'm just gonna get Abby Jimenez out of the way because I gave The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez 2.5 stars. Love her to death. I have a really good track record with her books, but if you want to see my full thoughts on this book and watch me read along, go watch that reading vlog because I get into way more detail. But there's a specific trope in this book that I'm not okay with. And I won't say what that trope is because I don't know if that's spoiling or not. Anyway, our main character, Kristen, is in a relationship for the first 100 pages of this book, not with our main male character. So if that tells you anything, it wasn't my favorite from her, but that's okay. I do think this is all right, so someone commented on that Abby Jimenez video. This is the first book in the Friend Zone series, but I think she wrote the Happy Ever After playlist first, which is my first 3-star book. So 2.5, 3 stars. But this one I did enjoy a little bit more. This is based off Sloane, who is Kristen's best friend. So they're all connected. You don't have to read them in order, but it is nice to. And then the next book is Life's Too Short, and that is also in this series. So 2.5 and 3 stars. And now we're in the 3-star category, so I'm going to continue. My next 3-star read was Confess by Colleen Hoover. Now, I have not read a Colleen Hoover book in 3+ years. Her books are so generically fine. Like they're so fine. I don't know how to better describe that, but her books are almost copy and paste good for romance. Like I enjoyed it. You know, I would recommend this book for some people, but other people probably not. Like it was so average. Did listen to this on Libby. I think the audiobook is 7 to 8 hours and I finished it in a day. I am reading this book for a specific video next year, so I'm planning ahead and I wanted to read this book for that video, so that's why I picked up a Colleen Hoover book after 3 years of not reading her. So Owen is an artist in Auburn, happens to start working for him somehow just really quick. It's literally in the first chapter they meet. She starts working for him as like a front desk person at his studio. I enjoyed their chemistry from the very beginning. Just seemed to mesh really well. So I did enjoy that aspect of the relationship, and throughout the whole book, they continued to be really, really good for each other. But our girl Auburn, she made some silly decisions in this book that made me give it 3 stars and not a 4. Like, she would talk herself out of doing the right thing. Like, she would tell herself that she was doing the right thing, even though that she knew she was not doing the right thing. It was just a constant circle with her. Like, she would know that she wasn't doing the right thing, but then still do that thing, but then feel guilty for it. And I was like, girl, you know what you're doing wrong, just get out of it. You know, just get out of it. Like, it didn't even make sense what she was doing for why she was doing it. Like, it made no sense at all. So it was predictable. I was entertained. It was fine. The next 3-star book that I read was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I apparently did not feel the hype with this book, and I'm not even going to say anything about this book because it's my Patreon book club for October. Did a whole reading vlog on that, so if you want to become a member and you want to join in on the book club next month, go ahead and click the link in my bio and you can join. But God of the Woods, 3 stars. Mystery, thriller, historical fiction. You're getting a lot in there, and I just didn't feel it like other people did. So getting to the 4-star category, The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. You guys, honestly, I have a pretty rough track record with Christina Lauren. I've really enjoyed a few books and I've really not enjoyed a few other books. This was a happy surprise. I listened to this, so I'm back in my audiobooks. As you guys know, I took 8 months off of audiobooks because I was stressed and hated the narrators. The narrators in this book specifically, perfect for a romance. Not cheesy. There was no cringy like audio sounds or noises or sighs or whining voices. Like, it was perfect. This one reminded me a lot of The Unhoneymooners. The setting was really similar, really tropical area. For some reason, I really vibe with those kinds of books, and this one reminded me a lot of The Unhoneymooners, which I rated 5 stars from Christina Lauren. Liam's family owns a huge grocery store chain in America, and he tells his family, he's not that close with his family, but he tells his family that he's been married for a few years, and they're like, we want to meet your wife. Like, why have we never seen her? We've never met her. In comes Anna, and Anna pretends to be his wife, and there is chemistry from the very beginning. I loved the banter. Oh my god. Anna is one of my favorite, I will stand by my word on this, Anna is one of my favorite female romance characters I've read because of how funny and witty she was. Like I said, I was listening to this book and I was doing some embroidery orders for my Etsy shop, and I would laugh out loud while listening to this book. I have ordered a physical copy, but I wanted the paperback, so it comes in February. Super cute in like the most Hallmark fun kind of way, not a Hallmark cringy kind of way. Like, it was a good Hallmark book. The next 4-star read I also vlogged, but I have to talk about it. The brick of a book that has been on my TBR cart for over a year. I've been trying to read this, and I finally did. My first Stephen King book, 11/22/63. Time travel is not a theme that I thought I would enjoy in a book, and I loved it. Soaked it up. It was so good. Jake, as our main character, was the perfect temperament and personality for the situation that he was in. Like, 100% fell in love with Jake throughout this book, and Sadie, and all of the other characters that were in here. Like, wow, you get so attached. I mean, it's a big book, so you do get attached to the characters because you're with them for so long. The 50s and the 60s was so interesting to see through someone from the future's POV. Like, from Jake's POV, had funny commentary about the past. His writing is so wordy and so great and descriptive, but not overly descriptive, and I thought it was a perfect paced book. As my first Stephen King book, it does make me want to pick up others, and if you go watch that vlog, you can comment on it and give me a recommendation because I've been slowly adding them to my Goodreads TBR. The next 4-star book I read, I actually finished yesterday, is Blood and Steel. This is a romantasy. This came out in 2023, and actually it came out before Fourth Wing, but I think there are a lot of similarities to Fourth Wing. So if you liked Fourth Wing and you haven't read this yet, I do recommend it. This is Fourth Wing without dragons. So it's a little different, but the trials aspect and what our main character is going through and what she's trying to do reminds me a lot of Fourth Wing. Found family, like friend group, and the stereotypical like cliche friends, like the nerdy one. the brute, and then like the main character. So there's a lot of elements that were similar to Fourth Wing. Our main character Thea and our main male character Wilder. Wilder is the top warrior. Like he's the youngest, best warrior there is, kind of thing. And Thea, she's been trying to be a Thesmerian warrior for her whole life, but women cannot be in the army of this world. So she ends up traveling to the king to kind of ask like, hey, I want to be a part of this army, like let me. And I will say, there were some cheesy and very predictable elements of this book, and our main character has zero personality. Like, only personality trait is trying to become a Thesmerian warrior. Like, that is all she wants to do, ever. Like, that is her only goal in life, and that is all she talks about. Kind of want our main characters to have a little bit more going for them, but I already bought book 2, so I hope that our main character does grow a little bit more. I liked it. It's a good romantasy, and I've had a rough go with romantasy this year, so I did enjoy this one a lot, and I'm excited to read the next book. I'm pretty sure there are 4 in the series now. The next book I'm actually still reading, and today is October 31st, so it is literally the last day of the month, but I have less than 100 pages left to read in this, so I plan to finish Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff today. This is book 2 in the Empire of the Vampire series. Book 3, I know he's teased, Jay Kristoff has teased on Instagram that he's already finished the first draft of the 3rd book. Thank God, because the way that this one is going, I know the end is going to hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. Now, I'm putting this in the 4-star category for right now. Again, I have less than 100 pages left, and I kind of have a good feeling of what I want to rate it. If you want to know my final rating, you can follow me on Goodreads. The link is in the bio. But book 2, it's just a continuation of Gabe and Dior and now Celine, and there's a lot of other characters involved. This world is pretty complex, and there's a lot of different hierarchies and creatures involved, so I'm enjoying it, loving it. I did give Empire of the Vampire 2 years ago 5 stars, so this one I had really high expectations for. It is a perfect fall and winter read. So if you're looking for a dense high fantasy read, pick this series up. I absolutely recommend it, especially for this time of year. The last and final book that I read this month, my 5-star read. I'm not even ashamed anymore that I love this series. I'm just gonna say it, okay? Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. I love this series. Handcuff me, take me to jail, I don't care. I love it. This is book 4 in the Magnolia Parks universe. I love these characters. They are cuckoo crazy, and it's fine. I will support them no matter what. If you haven't read Magnolia Parks and you want to, obviously pick up the first book. I kind of hated the first book, but I also kind of hated that I liked it. Like, it's a weird relationship that I had. The first book is kind of not great, but it gets better and better and better. It's Gossip Girl-ish. Not even, like, there's so much more trauma and gang lords and other things involved, like so much going on. But this book specifically, Julian is a top character for me right now. Like, I love him. I love his words. I love the way he thinks. I enjoy seeing the mental hamster wheel and like turmoil that he's going through, loving someone he cannot love. And that is, it's so poetic. And Jessa Hastings knows how to write really, it's not trashy. It's like, just inhumane, messed up things going on, and I love it. It's very pretty words. Like, if you want to take a highlighter and annotate and like get colorful with your annotations, this is the kind of series that you can do that with. I literally drew in this book. Like, the highlighting that I did was insane. And actually, when I was doing it, my husband was like, there can't be that much good stuff in it. And I'm like, there is. Literally every page, there is something good to highlight and annotate. 5 stars. That is it for October. I had a wonderful month. I think I did a lot more vlogging this month, so I'm going to tag those videos down below if you do want to watch them. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you soon. Well, I don't know why I said I'll see you soon. I'll literally like post in a few days, so see you then. Taking a thumbnail is my least favorite part. Oh, it's so heavy.